Oh.
Come here.
I came over here and asked you a question, and it's all on recording. I'm glad it is. I'll be going to Aikens tomorrow morning.
Ma'am, I need you to come back.
I don't need to. I just asked you a question, and you
in the performance of my duties, ma'am.
You're not doing anything. I asked you a question, and you got rude. That's all. Have a good day, and I will talk to your sergeant tomorrow.
Come here.
No.
If you don't come here,
is she being detained?
Yes, she's being
For what? Under what?
obstruction.
Obstruction of what?
I'm the mother of my daughter. Are you recording this too, sir?
Obstruction of
Are
what?
you recording this? And you're recording it. Thank you. What? I asked you a question. You wanted to sit here and get rude. That was it. Have a good day. You're an asshole.
Come here.
It's freedom of speech. First Amendment.
Speech.
First Amendment.
First Amendment. I'm allowed to use it. No.
Ma'am, I am not done. I need to run your ID.
No, you don't. I don't have it.
No, has she done any
Ma'am,
criminal law?
I need your identification.
He doesn't have to. He does.
He had these handcuffs on me tight. All I did was ask
They're
a
on her
question.
tight. Look.
Greetings. Hello, everyone. I'm Goose from Here to Chew Bubblegum, and with me is Lisa. Lisa, thank you very much for taking a few minutes out of your day to speak with me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Be sure to check out my TikTok page, especially the video of Jackson City officer from Georgia arrested a mom for free speech. That is you. Can you let everyone know exactly what happened a little bit before the video started?
Okay, so before the video started, I guess this officer received a 911 call from a neighbor of the house that kids were sitting on the porch of, just simply sitting on the porch, I guess, waiting for my daughter because she was babysitting my kids while me and my husband ran to the store real quick. And I have 6 kids. I don't let friends come in while they're babysitting. So like I said, the friends were out doing whatever. My daughter was babysitting. She ends up going to try to find her friends. Well, in the process of her going, this officer passed my daughter because, I mean, I can show you. This is the street right here.
Right.
So I was literally standing in my driveway. I watched my daughter leave my house, walk down my street, and then turn onto that street. When she turned onto that street, she proceeds to walk down. This officer passes her. He goes to the house, and now he's talking to her 2 friends. As he's talking to the 2 friends, she ends up walking up as he's, like I said, gathering the information of the 2 friends. My daughter gives her friend a hug, and he proceeds to say, "What's your name?" And he takes her information. He tells them that he's giving them criminal trespassing. So, I mean, we're from Delaware. When you say criminal trespassing, that's a charge. I mean, it's not a warning. Like, you have to specify things when it comes to children because they don't understand laws. They when you tell them something, they're thinking, "Oh my God, I'm being charged." So of course, my daughter came home and told me. So I'm like, "What are you talking about? You weren't there." And she was like, "I know, Mom," and she broke down the situation. So I go and I'm like, I have a good relationship with all these officers. I mean, Girl Scout cookie time, my kids gave over $300 worth of cookies at COVID time to these officers. Like, I have no issues with them. So I'm thinking, okay, as a mom, I can go talk to this man and find out what's going on. Didn't happen that way. He claims that I'm yelling at him. Okay, well, you know, there's people that have hard of hearing. So some people talk louder than others. Like,
Yes.
you don't know what my situation is. You don't know if maybe I'm sick and I'm trying to get my voice. Like, you don't know the situation. But because I'm sitting here trying to express something to you, now you're getting mad at me. And then because I say that I don't want to argue with you, I'll go to your authority. Now you're even getting more mad at me. But like I said, when I went to go to approach this officer, he was already leaving the scene. He was gone. He was pulling off, gone. He wasn't even at the scene no more. He pulls off, he goes onto this other street, comes up and around, pretty much like he was going around, it went around a block. And then he was going just to keep going straight out instead of coming back towards the residence that he was just at. The only reason that he came back towards the residence is because my friend that was recording waved her flashlight. So he's seen citizens in the street flagging him down to get his attention. So as a citizen, I stopped you. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the situation. And as a mother, I should have every right to do so because like I said, you just approached my kid. You asked my kid her name, her date of birth, and then told her you're giving her criminal trespassing. You didn't ask for my information. You didn't ask for my name, my number. So how is my daughter, how am I supposed to be a mom if my daughter's so-called doing something? How am I supposed to be a mom if I'm not going to know about it?
Right.
Thankfully, my kid came and told me.
And we talked a little bit before we started recording. In my state, you cannot question without their parents there. And that's something that you need to really check on. One of the first things that I noticed is he said, why are you defending your child? Any parent that loves their child is going to find out what's going on and take it for their child and defend their child, especially if she was not there, you know. And what you're telling me now is that he knew she wasn't there. He saw her walk up on the scene and then just decided to get her information. That even irritates me more. As you were walking away, because he starts to drive, you walk away. Did you say anything to make him just stop and get out? Or
as I told him, thank you, have a good day, politely, thank you, have a good day, I go to walk away. And I said he didn't have to be such an asshole.
Right. And that's all it was. Then he stopped.
That was all it was.
You know,
and he, like I said, he throws his car in the drive and slams it right in the park and jumps out of his car.
Well, I'm pretty sure he probably didn't jump out because I saw your video of him.
Yeah, he didn't jump out.
Yeah, but
he got scooted out, but okay.
Even when he comes up and he's like, ma'am, I'm not done with you. I need your information. He was leaving. He was leaving the scene. You know, that contact was over. I mean, and that's how it is. I mean, like I said, I don't know the laws in your state, but every state pretty much has similar laws. That contact is over. He violated your First Amendment and Fourth Amendment. Do you have any objections to me playing the video and us watching it together? And at any point, I may stop it and let you explain a little bit more or comment on what's going on. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
And Victoria Bates.
Okay, did you see her on the property?
Yes, all three of them were sitting on the front porch.
You saw her on the front porch.
These three people. She was standing in the yard. One of them was standing in the yard, two of them were sitting on the front porch.
So that's a blatant lie because he saw her walk up and now he's telling you he saw her on the front porch.
He saw her on the front porch. Then he said he seen her in the yard. Then we did get the body cam. On the body cam, he was, when I was in the police vehicle, he told my daughter, you don't walk up behind a police officer.
Let's we're going to play some more of the video here.
So which one was sitting on the front porch?
It doesn't matter, man. That piece of property is all the same.
There's nothing
There's no
that says
private
no
property.
trespassing.
Pushed it. I will charge her right now. I know Georgia
You just said
law.
that you were charging her, is what you just
I
said.
did not say I was charging her. I said I gave her a criminal trespass.
That's the charge.
No.
You didn't say a warning.
Explain this to your children. That is private property. They cannot be owned. Somebody called in, said they were in the house.
The neighbor.
Yes. Why are you defending your child?
My daughter wasn't owned.
Now that right there, why are you defending your child? That runs all over me. And from some of the background stuff that I've done on this officer, he does not know Georgia law very well. As he's saying this, and you can hear him getting louder, what is your gut telling you at this point?
It was something was off. Because like if you look in the reflection of the police vehicle, I'm looking at my friend that's recording and I'm just like, he was like running in circles. Like I was just like, I couldn't comprehend anything that he was saying because he was just spinning in circles on me. It was just, he was just trying to throw
Right.
his authority in my face pretty much.
Right. Well, usually when people don't know what they're talking about, they try to use big words and they go back around in circles and usually say the same thing 2 or 3 different times, different ways. I mean, that's just based on my experience.
Right.
I'm gonna play some more of the video.
There, she probably literally just walked over there. I'm not going to argue with you. I have recordings. Okay.
She was.
I just told her not to go on the property. She wasn't in the house.
I
All
told her,
right. Have a good day.
I logged it.
All right. Thank you.
So right there, he says, "I'll log it." And here's the part where he stops.
Man, come here.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Come here.
I came over here and asked you a question and it's all on recording. I'm glad it is. I'll be going to Aikens tomorrow morning.
Ma'am, I need you to come back.
I don't need to. I just asked you a question and you
in the performance of my duties, man.
I don't understand that. Obstructing him in the performance of his duties. Did you ever get an explanation of how you obstructed him when he was leaving?
I didn't. And don't understand how I was obstructing you in the performance of your duties. And I'm the one that flagged you down as a citizen. I was asking you questions. I wasn't in trouble. I wasn't committing a crime. I wasn't suspected of committing a crime. I'm just a simply mother asking you questions of why you interacted with my daughter.
He was leaving the scene. Contact was over. The vehicle was in drive. He even said that he would lodge the complaint is probably what he meant. I'm not even going to guess that because with his actions in this video, I don't want to guess anything with him. But
I can only guess by him saying he logged it was logging the incident with my kid and the other 2 kids. That's the only thing that I can think he was logging.
Okay. Now see, that even makes more sense. I was thinking maybe he was going to log that, I've lost my train of thought. But when he says you're obstructing, that just, I mean, because I would rewind this the first time I watched it, because I watched it in different parts, but this part here, I would go back and just watch and watch and watch. And the more I watched it, the more upset I got. I'm going to play some more of the video.
Come here.
No.
Is she being detained?
Yes, he's being
For what? Under what?
obstructed.
Obstruction of what?
My daughter, are you recording this too, sir?
Obstruction of
Are
what?
you recording this? And you're recording it. Thank you. What? I asked you a question. You wanted to see her and get rude.
And you even told him, before he started walking away or driving away, you even told him then, you were trying to break contact several different times in here with him, and he would not let you. After
He
you
just kept going.
Yeah, and he kept doing it because after you used your First Amendment right of free speech and called him an asshole, he just had to keep digging and digging. And obstruction, I guess, is the only thing that he could come back with. But I really do not see what the basis on that is. And, then for him to walk up here like this, and if you noticed, he has an outer vest on. I'm not a fan of those in law enforcement. I think that they're too military looking, which in turn intimidates a lot of people, especially people who need help and they're scared and nervous and frightened. And you've got all that stuff on the front. I think that you're going to be the last person that they turn to. But based on some of the stuff today that we're seeing, especially in this video, I can understand why nobody would want to come to him for help. I wouldn't want to go to him for help.
Have a good day. You're an asshole.
Come here.
It's freedom of speech. First
Freedom of
Amendment.
speech.
First Amendment.
And I
First
love that
Amendment.
part,
I
by the
don't
way.
Use it now.
I need to run your ID.
You don't know.
No,
Now, can you stop the video real quick?
Yes.
Where do you see a child present
Nowhere.
Is there a fence? Is a fence a kid? Because nowhere and you can even look at his body cam. There's no children present. My kid isn't even there. I told my child to stay at the house. The only reason that she came over there was because it was taking us so long. So she was wondering. So she walked over, and when she did, she's seen all that stuff going on. So she started walking down the street. And that was when I was getting put in handcuffs.
Right. And even like, he has no reason to see your ID. Did he know who you were prior to this situation, this incident?
He doesn't physically know me, but he's seen me before.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I'm known in the community. Everybody
Right.
knows me. I'm always out with my kids. I mean, what all the little community things. I mean, he's seen me before. I don't have no record, but he's seen me before.
Right. Well, see, you know, he had no reason to ask for your ID.
Ma'am, I need your identification.
He doesn't have to. He does not have to do it unless you have done any criminal. No, no.
Ma'am, I need your identification.
You're recording,
Put
right?
your hands
You.
behind
He,
your back.
Now, I'm going to be honest with that part of him. I'm not going to say too much on it because my grandmother told me if I couldn't say nice, don't say anything at all. But when he's running, that's probably the first time he's done that in a long time. That's not been a food buffet. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to say anything else. But the way that he comes up like this and how aggressive he is, you've not done anything. You've not done nothing wrong. And here
No.
he is doing this. I mean, if somebody was in front of their house or they were riding by and they saw this, they would think, oh man, this woman has killed somebody or robbed a bank. The way that he run after you and grabbed you, he has no cause. He has no reason to do it. At this point, when he grabbed you for the first time, what were you thinking?
It honestly scared me. And it's not even just when he grabbed me. It was when I heard him running up behind me because of the first interaction that I'd already just had with him. And then now I got this man chasing me.
Right. And, you know,
That's why I stopped. I'm like, hold up, because I didn't know if he was going to shoot me. I didn't know if he was going to pull a taser out. He was angry.
now he's just a regular officer at the Jackson City Police Department, right? He doesn't have any rank. He's just a patrol officer.
He's just a patrol officer.
Okay. We got about 1 minute and 21 seconds left of the video.
Can you please tell him to get off of me?
no, they know he cannot have your ID unless you've done something.
Now, did you know this other officer here that came up?
No.
Okay.
Officer Allen, please can you tell him to get off of me? I literally asked the question.
conversation was, man.
Yeah, it's all in his.
Now he said there, did Officer Allen say, I don't know what the conversation was, ma'am? Is that what he said? Okay.
Yeah.
How did Officer Allen end up there? Do you know?
Because normally here in Jackson, because we're a small town, they always end up sending pretty much all their responders, if they're available, to the one call. So he
Gotcha.
was at, I guess, the call with the kids. I never even asked my daughter, but I believe he was at the call because, like I said, when I walked over there, he was pulling away with Officer Tony Hansen. So when I approached Officer Tony Hansen, Allen stayed in his car the whole time. He didn't even get out the car.
Okay. So, and he didn't even get out until he chased you down, correct? And then that's when he gets out of his car. Okay.
Tiffany,
He's gonna get in trouble. You didn't do nothing.
I asked a question.
No,
and
you didn't
got
do nothing.
ignorant.
In order for him to
Do
get
you
your
want to
ID,
provide your identification to me?
So like, oh,
I smell like,
That right there, when you tell him he smells like alcohol, that I busted out laughing. Did it just smell like beer? Did it smell like whiskey or
It
just
was whiskey.
okay?
Because I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not a drinker. I drink occasionally, and when I do drink, it's fruity stuff because I can't tolerate the strong stuff.
Right,
Like
right.
it burns my nose and everything. So when he was putting the handcuffs on me and he was like right there and like I smelled it like strong as could be. I smelled it.
Okay.
You do.
By law, you do not have to
Smell
get
like
that
alcohol.
ID.
Can you please let me go?
Yeah.
He
If
had
you-
these handcuffs on me tight. All I did was ask
They're
him
on the
questions.
site. Look at this.
You don't have to do any ID unless you've done anything
I
Ma'am,
didn't
wrong.
do anything.
go home.
No, you stay right here, Tiffany.
I don't-
Go home. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Go home.
Now that right there, when he said, I'm going to ask you one more time, go home. It's like he's trying to be a father and tell somebody what to do. And I mean, honestly, I was waiting on him to give your friend a lecture telling her why she should go home. I never saw that on camera. Did that happen at any point off camera or anything? Because, to stand and lecture somebody, that's, I mean, if somebody asks for your opinion, that's one thing, but to stand and lecture and tell them to go home and point out why, I don't know, that just gets on my nerves.
He told her that she was the one inciting all of it.
Well, then did anybody ask him why he didn't charge her as well? If,
And that's what I'm wondering too, because even on the body cam of his, when he had an interaction, like I said, with my daughter, the friend, and my husband was standing right there, as well as my friend recording, he stated, they were sitting there talking about him approaching the situation or whatever. And my husband said the F word to my daughter, and he didn't charge my husband.
okay. We've got about 36 seconds here left on this. And
I'm telling you, you're going number. With all these past.
Oh, I'm about to call. I'm calling Gary Long. I got him on my number right now.
For Gary Long.
I don't care. You're arresting her for no reason.
So this,
and there was no reason for that, none whatsoever. Now I have found, and there's some. Let me pull up this one here really quick. This document. This is him right here, Tony Wayne Hanson. Simple battery. So for people that don't have the charge of battery in their states, that may have assault or something like that, that's basically the same thing. So he has been charged with battery before, but he's still got a job as a police officer. I find that a little bit upsetting. And I also find this upsetting is he was written up at a former police department for,
So that's at Butts County. And that's when he said that he don't work for Gary Long.
yeah.
He used to work for Gary Long. That's Butts County. That's right there where he was written up at, where he resigned from.
They called him, I guess, to come to a complaint. And he told him he'd been drinking and, he didn't think he was able to drive and so forth. That shows real responsibility. When you put your hand on the Bible and you raise your other hand and you take an oath to protect people and go out and help people in need and do what's right. When you do that, that just shows where your train of thought is at. So since this has happened, can you give us a little bit of update of what has went on with you? And if there's anything that, you can't say, I can totally understand that because this case is still ongoing, correct?
It is. I actually just had to go in and file a motion because I was scared. Like the way I got treated, I didn't get a fair trial at all. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it.
Right.
Because I mean, I don't have the funds right now to get a lawyer, so I'm going to be fighting this on my own. And I got to pray to God that I can get through this. That's all.
If there's anything that I can do for you, that Here to Chew Bubblegum can do for you, you've got my email, just email me. I want to thank you for your time. Thank you very much. Please keep us updated. And like I said, if you need anything, let us know and send them peace, prayers, positive energy your way. Thank you very much.